Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today is September the 3rd, 2025, and this is the Denver Business Beat Podcast. My name is Arica Netterville, and my very good friend and advertiser and good Judy, Miss Sandy Schuster. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks, Arica. Thanks for having me today.
Absolutely. Now, before we get into the interview, you have just been like rock star the last month and a half. So let's just take this back. She's a new advertiser. She just went out to 10,000. She's in the magazine with a huge story for this month of Mile High City Style magazine. You just did a presentation at Bagels in Business, and now you're sitting here doing this podcast. Talk about a whirlwind. Yeah.
It's all great stuff.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about your career. We're going to talk about the beautiful restaurant that you just did. And now you're doing a business complex where there's a lot of lawyers and business in, doing a lobby there. We're going to get into all things Rooms by Sandy and biophilia and all the fun things that she does and what sets her apart from other designers. So grab a cup of coffee. Get ready for a great episode. We're going to go to town. Sandy, before we get into the interview, can you tell us a little bit about where you went to school, where you grew up, and how long you've been in Colorado?
I've been in Colorado most of my life. I lived
okay.
in Philadelphia for 4 years for work. But I grew up on the Western Slope with 5 siblings.
Now, were you born in Colorado?
No, I was born on the East Coast.
Oh, okay.
And I was always organizing them and putting artwork up in the rooms, changing up their furniture. And so I've always been a designer. I think I was born that way.
Yeah.
But I went to school at Mesa State for my undergrad and DeVry University for my master's. But then before that, right out of high school, I went to design school. And was going to be a designer. And then I got married. I thought I have to get a real job, so that's why I went on to school. But bought my franchise business 3 years ago, 22.
Wow.
And have really enjoyed now making a living at it and getting paid for it instead of just doing it for free.
Yeah. When you do what you love, it doesn't feel like work. I love this podcast, but sometimes it's work. So I definitely understand that. Woo! What a day. Sandy, can you share your story of how you got started into interior design here in Denver and what led you to launch Rooms by Sandy?
Well, like I said, I feel like it's really innate in me. It's something I've always wanted to do. But I had an opportunity to make a career change several years ago and decided that this is what I wanted to do. And I picked Decorating Den Interiors. They're a franchise. Because they have really great training and support and access to a lot of suppliers and also other designers across the country where we can share ideas, bounce ideas. I can call them and say, hey, where did you get that beautiful sofa? Or look at those window treatments. How did you do that? So it's just a really great supportive. So I'm glad that I did it. It was a big risk and a big change. But I'm not looking back. It was a really great decision for me.
I'm so
And I love what I do, and I love helping my clients.
You're so passionate, and I love that you love what you do. You and I have been friends for a few years now, and now that you're an advertiser, a lot of things are going to change in Sandy's business. Sandy is going to start getting integrated into the West Metro Chamber and coming to some of those events. We're going to be doing a lot of content creation for Sandy. So when she's at a home show or a festival or at a restaurant or at a lobby or at a client's home, we're going to come out and do some pre-filming of before with the client's permissions, of course. She'll have those conversations. And then we're going to come out when it's the showing the client the finished day and show differences in photos and help her bring all of that stuff to light. We really are excited about the content creation, her getting out of the car, walking up to the client's home, the client answering, going through her beautiful consultation and all the things that she does. Sandy is a unique designer. Again, she does different things that other designers maybe aren't up to speed on or haven't really started to bring into their portfolio of work. So she is a mover and shaker in the Denver metro area, and we plan to spotlight her. So remember, your home and commercial, if you have a nice business, Sandy can make it look amazing. How has your education at Divine University shaped your approach on your design business?
Well, first of all, I think I've had a really good business acumen, and I understand how things work. I understand how to work with my suppliers. I understand how to mark things up appropriately so that I at least make some money, but don't overcharge my clients.
Right. Yeah.
It helps me running my business. I mean, it's not hard to file my taxes or do all that administrative stuff, because that comes easy to me, so that I can really focus on my design and work on that. I spend more time on that, and I love spending time on that.
Right. Here's our next topic of conversation, and you're going to hear the passion just take over as soon as I ask this question. Can you tell us how you incorporate biophilia into a client's space and educate them on it, and what are all the different elements of biophilia?
Well, first of all, living in beautiful Colorado, I mean, it's easy. You just look outside and you're really inspired. But you can bring the outside in through natural woods, natural stones, plants, of course, but you don't always have to have plants. And there's a lot of actually artificial plants that look beautiful. You don't have to have a green thumb. But curved furniture, natural fabrics on your carpeting or your area rugs, on your draperies, nice linens. It just look natural. Maybe it's a woven wood. But just bringing the outside in.
I love that. Yeah, that's one of the things that really softens the home. And then here's the thing too. Plants, when they're in your space, when you're sleeping at night, they're cleaning that air and oxygenating it, and have such a benefit. You are cohabitating with your plants. I'm a plant girl. I have so many plants at home, and I just love that soft, fresh, wonderful feeling of a plant. What's your typical process when you're working with a new client from first consultation to final reveal?
So first of all, you can go on my website and book a discovery call with me. And that would be, just scheduling 15 to 20 minutes with me, so I could really understand kind of what you're looking for, to see if I really am
a good fit.
And talk about, what are your goals? What are you looking for? Do you have a budget? That type of thing. And then the next step would be, if we decide that, we're probably a good fit, would be to do an in-home or in-office consultation, where I come out to your space, take measurements, really get a feel for how you use the space, ask you tons of questions. Do you have kids? Do you have dogs? Do you entertain? How do you want to feel in the space?
Right. I love that you concentrate on your business about how the client uses that space. Some interior designers, they're just going to do a presentation, they're going to put a color palette together. What do you think? What do you do? But Sandy goes that extra step in seeing how you live in this space and what you're using that room for, and what storage and all of the things and lighting and all of the things that needed it. So that's, again, another unique niche. She is a very, very detailed oriented. She's gonna get stuff that maybe you didn't even think about in your design firm. I love that. One of the most memorable or challenging projects that you've recently done, and how did you overcome any design hurdles in that project?
Well, I had a 7-room design that I did for a couple in Castle Pines. And probably the biggest design challenge was, he said, Sandy, I like black and white, and she said, Sandy, I love color. So,
how do you meet in the middle of that?
So actually, I did 7 rooms in their home, and every room they both loved. It all came together. I was able to kind of pull it together, maybe do a monochromatic palette, but then add some really great interest on the wall with the wallpaper and the furnishings. Brought a lot of biophilia, natural woods into that scene as well.
I love that. You just recently did a restaurant. Can you tell us how you got that client and what they did before you did the restaurant, maybe?
Well, I'm really proud of that project. This client, they were actually my very first client when I started my business. I did their home, I did their office, their living space, their dining room, and a family room. And then they called me a year later and they said, Sandy, they were restaurant owners, very busy. They actually had lived in their home for 3 years with no furnishings because they were so busy. They loved what I did there and they were buying a new space for a restaurant. And they called me, they said, Sandy, do you do restaurants? And I kind of hesitated because I hadn't done a restaurant before, but I said, sure. And it really came together. We did
Wow. It was beautiful.
8 different types of lighting, a really gorgeous color palette, nice furnishings.
Yeah.
It's just really turned out nice.
Yeah, there was,
And it was
all
really fun.
kinds of, and she just recently did a presentation, so we got to see the pictures this morning, and I was gobsmacked. It was beautiful. You're doing a lobby right now, and you're in the beginning stages of that design and outlay and all of that. Can you tell us a little bit about how that client and that particular business building came into your sphere?
Well, they found me through another marketing channel, and they called me, and I went into their space to look at it and measure it out. And then I went back to them, after asking them a lot of questions, and I put together, this is what I'm thinking I want to do in this space. I did a presentation, we did it on Zoom, and they said, yes, Sandy, you're hired. So they paid me a design fee, and then I went back to work to do a lot of renderings. I gave them 3 different renderings. In a commercial space, we're also doing carpeting and some lighting, and so it was really important to find the right kind of commercial carpeting. And at first my vendor says, well, let's use carpet squares. And I looked at them, I thought, everybody in Denver has carpet squares. Yeah. So I found another supplier to give some really nice carpeting that we're going to do in their lobby that really has a designer feel. It's a wow factor. Yeah. I think it's going to really make their clients and the visitors really feel good in the space. But I did the first design presentation, they loved it, but we're going to tweak it a little bit. I'm going back. Yeah.
When that space is done and people are coming to that business for different meetings and lawyers and all the things that's in that business, how many people are going to say, oh my God, I love this new space, who did this? Rooms by Sandy. Rooms by Sandy. So that is going to be like a calling card. The restaurant is probably a calling card. So I think you're going to get a lot more commercial, and those commercial jobs, I think it's going to go the opposite direction of your first client. Oh my gosh, she did so great in our business space, let's have her do our home. So my goal is to make you so busy you call me and say, Arica, I can't take any more clients. With so many design trends constantly evolving and changing yearly, how do you balance staying current with creating timeless spaces?
Oh wow, that's a great question. Well, I think clients themselves, they see things that in the market that they like. Yeah. So that kind of helps. They want to change a color palette. Going to High Point, I'm going there in October. I've gone to the Las Vegas market to really kind of see the on trends and what's happening. But I don't want to go into your space and say, Arica, you have to have this, it's on trend. Yeah. I want to say, how do you use the space? How do you want to feel in this space? Right. And then pull together some things that are aesthetically pleasing, that work for you, but have good balance. Yeah. That balance, like from a design perspective, what needs to be emphasized in the space, what needs to be more comfortable in the space, where do you want to throw your stuff or sit yourself down or entertain. So
I think a lot of what you bring to those types of meetings and consultation is your energy. You just seem so skilled and knowledgeable, and you have this comfort level that you create immediately with a client that, okay, we're going to get through it, we're going to show you, we're going to figure it out, and you just stay in that space for, I don't know how you do it as a professional.
Well, you have to be patient.
Yeah, your patience is like, woo, woo. Because I would be like, do you like this? Do you like that? You want this? You want that? But then that can make a whole mess. Yeah. What advice would you give to someone who is thinking about refreshing their space, but doesn't know where to start?
Well, sometimes it takes just decluttering or taking something heavy out of the space,
Mhm.
getting more organized, getting
Yeah.
rid of the stuff that you don't want.
Right.
Maybe a new light fixture,
Yeah.
adding the wallpaper, an accent wall, changing up an area rug. You know, you've had
Yeah.
this area rug in your home for years and it's worn.
Smells
It
like
don't last
dog.
forever. So get a new one and maybe
Yeah.
change up a little artwork and refresh it.
I love that. Looking ahead, what excites you most about the future of interior design, either in your own industry or at the industry at large?
Well, I just think there's just lots of opportunities and to help clients. You know, the industry itself, I mean, I think there's a lot of people out there that you can do AI and generate a space, but where are you going to find it?
Right.
Who's going to source that product for you? Who's
Right.
going to make sure it's the right size in the space?
Right.
So that's where the designer comes in to really make sure that they can pull it all together for you, the look that you want. Maybe you have an AI generated look you want. Get a designer to pull that all together for you in the right space and make it work for you.
Yeah.
Because maybe it looks great on the monitor,
Yeah.
but there's going to be some tweaks that need to happen in your
Yeah.
home.
And you do 2D and 3D renderings and things of that nature as well.
Right. I
Yeah.
don't sell anything unless I can show my client how it's going to look in a space.
I love that.
Look at what the floor plan looks like. Look at how the flow of it's going to
Yeah.
be.
It's exciting. So you're based in the Denver metro area and surrounding areas. Do you find the Colorado lifestyle or architect influences your daily design?
I think so. It influences my clients' designs. They want kind of more of a natural, lighter feel. They do want to bring the outside in, the biophilia, the natural woods. I mean, that's what I found with clients. I mean, if you want, though, something maybe more antique and something from the 40s or 50s, I can do that as well. But let's bring it in and make it all look together and make you feel good in the space.
Yeah, I like you mix the old and the new.
Yeah, you can do it. You don't have to get rid of that beautiful old chair and you can get a modern sofa
You can
with
get it covered with a new modern
just
fabric.
pull
as
the
well.
colors, pull the colors
pull the
together.
colors, yeah. Okay, so these are the next couple questions that kind of really give us an insight to who Sandy is. So if Sandy could go back to her 15-year-old self, what would be the thing that you would say to kind of get you prepared for where you're at in this seat right now?
I would just tell her to trust yourself and your instincts and
Go for the designing.
and just trust that you're good at pulling things together. I mean, even when I was 15, I had my own room and it was all decorated and it was fun.
You're a rock star. Once Sandy has done her time here on this planet, what is the legacy you want to leave behind for family, friends, colleagues, clients? What does that look like?
Sandy made me feel good. She made me feel good in my space. She made me feel good as a person. She wasn't judgmental, and she was just very helpful and made the place a better, more beautiful and organized.
So here's the biggest question in our interview, and this is always my nod to Barbara Walters. Who is Sandy Schuster?
She's serious but fun. She's determined but can be very flexible. She's patient and a good listener, and she loves beautiful and organized spaces.
Yeah, I love that. We recently, a big group of us, we're all ambassadors with the Denver Metro Chamber. We went to this little taco place and had tacos and margaritas, and it was the first time that I'd seen you out of a chamber space or a meeting space, and I've been at one of your clients' homes, and we've done an episode previously. In fact, Sandy is the second guest out of 90 episodes today to ever return back to the Denver Business Podcast. Woo! And then some of the filming later on in the year of her contract, we're going to do another episode at a space that she just completed. We're going to be doing lots of content creation. Can you give our viewers, listeners, and watchers all of the handles for the website, LinkedIn, phone numbers, all of the details to get a hold of Rooms by Sandy?
You can find me on LinkedIn My website is roomsbysandy.decoratingden.com. You can email me at sschuster@decoratingden.com. You can call me, 720-885-0019.
Perfect. Anything besides the furniture show that you've got coming up, home shows, festivals, things like that?
No, but it all could change this week.
Oh,
Yeah,
fast. Things are moving and shaking here in Denver Metro. Anything that we missed? Any shout outs you want to give to any friends or family or colleagues?
No, but I appreciate you having me, Arica.
Oh my God,
I appreciate your enthusiasm about me.
I love you. There's something about your energy that I wish we were in college together, because I think you and I would have had, woo, party girl. I probably would have gotten you in trouble.
I'd help you stay grounded.
Yeah, and I needed that. This has been a phenomenal episode. Ladies and gentlemen, I would encourage you, if you own a business and it's looking a little shabby, if you have that house and you're just not happy when you walk in that space, or maybe you just had a baby, or you have mom or dad moving back in, and that powder room and kitchen and hallway needs to be updated, or a space downstairs to make those loved ones feel like it's all part of the house. Sandy can do all of those different types of designs. So connect with her at Rooms by Sandy. You can Google that, it'll pop right up, and click on her and do that consultation call. Get her booked and get her on your project, because you are really going to be excited. We're going to show lots of photos of upcoming projects, videos, and things of that nature as she is moving through this next year. So make sure that you're sticking to our LinkedIn, to our social medias, as well as liking, following, and subscribing on this 2-time award-winning podcast on now 28 platforms. Thank you to Amazon Music. We just got on with them last week. Twitch is our newest platform that we are doing the business relationship with. And then Sandy's going to have to come back, because we are now going to be launching our own radio station. So we want to have a little decorating time with Sandy to come on the radio show as well and talk to those viewers and listeners on that platform as well. So lots of exciting things happening here at the Denver Business Beat Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in, and that's been our show today. Tell them bye, Sandy.
Bye. Thanks for having me, Arica.
Absolutely. I love you to death. You know that. All right, guys. See you on the next one.